Welcome back! Now that you have discovered how to modify your images to be able to process them, you will analyze the main images and discover the possible tools offered by ImageJ. First of all, we will discover a very interesting tool displayed by ImageJ, which allows you to calculate many aspects and details of objects in an image. At the bottom of the menu bar, you will see different forms that you can select to select a particular area of your image to analyze. For example, I can select rectangle to particularly target a rectangle area of my image. At the bottom of some of these tabs, you have a red triangle, which allows you to access even more shape by simply right-clicking on the tab. For example, for rectangle, I can have access to rounded rectangle or rotated rectangle. This allows me to select a specific area of my image that I want to analyze. You can also find in the menu the Zoom tab that I previously showed you, or the main hand tab that I previously described also. So for this example, I selected a rectangle and I choose an area of my picture. Let's say this is the area that I'm looking for to analyze. Let's say we want to know the area, the perimeter, and the shades of color for this particular part of my image. To do so, we go to the color we want to analyze by selecting the channel with the slider under the image. So here, remember, red is the first channel, green is the second, and blue is the third. Let's say I want to analyze the blue here. Then we go to Analyze menu and Merger. A new window appears with probably little information inside. This is simply because we have not yet defined the parameters that we want to analyze. To choose them, go to Results, Set Measurements. You will see then a series of measurements that you can select to analyze your image. This list is very complete and allows you a wide range of image analysis. So for our example, we want the area of our rectangle. So we select area. And we want the parameter. So we select perimeter. We also want to know the color amounts, but in this menu we only talk about gray values. It does not mean that the software only analyzes the gray color, but for the software there is no colors. Each image is black and white and therefore contains shades of gray. So you have only colored your image for your own vision, but the computer is still processing it at shade of gray. So here we select mean and max gray value and mean gray value to know the minimum and maximum value of gray and the mean value of gray. You can set a lot parameter and even decide which decimal you want your value to. Here we will keep 3 decimal. And once you are done, you can validate by selecting OK. So all the measure that you selected appear here, and you will see probably the new one that you added will be at 0. This is because your computer didn't actually analyze the value of your selected area. So then you can close this tab and then reopen and restart the measurement. Here now we have numbers wherever it's supposed to be. We have still a 0 because the minimum value of gray in this area is 0. So don't forget, if you see 0 appearing in the numbers when you selected the measurement, only close the result tab and restart your measurement and you will see then the value appearing. This time you have all the desired data for the selected area. Please also note that the values are in pixels because these are the only measurement that the software can make on an image. But it can allow you to compare several areas or, for example, several colors in the same area. So if you want to look at the gray value of another color in this particular area, you can only move the sliders at the bottom of the image to the desired color, let's say green color. And then you restart the measurement by analyze measure. Now on the next line, you will see the particular measure of this area in the green channel. You can see that the area and the perimeter of the zone of the area has not changed because it is still the same area, the same part of the image. But the gray value here changed compared to the first time because now we are looking at a different channel. Also, by clicking in the center of your rectangle, you can move it to another area and restart the analysis. Let's say you want to compare the green value between this region and the previous region. We can see that the area and the perimeter of this part of the image is the same than the previous one because we didn't change the actual size of the rectangle, but we also see that the value of gray or value of green have changed because we have selected another area. So like that, you can modify the size of the parts selected. You can change the channel and compare everything you want on your image. And if you want to have all the data for all the image, you just do not select a part and just have the full image analyzed and you have your measurement for the full image. Finally, when you have the list of all the measurements that you need, you can save it as an Excel file by going onto the window results. You select File, Save As. Here you will be able to choose where to save your file on your computer and have access to an Excel file with all your data. Congratulations! In this task, you have analyzed several elements in your image. In the next task, you will learn how to analyze objects in an image.